How exciting. I got to decorate my 3 M&M cakes with my M&M stencil. You got to watch the rest of the video to see the 2006 Easy Bake Oven and how I get to this point.
You are now watching a Lucky Penny Shop product feature.
Hey, it's Lucky Penny Shop, and we're on the next oven in our Easy Bake Oven series. This is the 2006 Easy Bake Oven, and as you can see, it's a completely different design than the ovens we've seen in the past. No light bulb needed, magical pan grabber with color-changing heat sensor, ages 8+. Here's the side of the box, one panel, and there's a special burner on top where you can melt things. And then here's that magical pan grabber with color-changing heat sensor. I think they show it better here in regards to, you can put a little bowl on there to melt chocolate and other toppings. And then the back of the box, I like to show you the whole box so you kind of get a sense of what it's like. And the artwork, really pretty colors on this with the pinks, the purples, and the yellows. But I think next we need to get in here, check it out, and take a look at the oven. All right, here we go. I'm excited to show you this 2006 oven. Right now the light is on. If you look right here by the 1232, I can unplug it and that light goes off. So that's telling you that the oven is on, and it's a completely different look than previous ovens. Here, look at it from the side. Now the pan doesn't actually slide all the way through like all the other ovens. It really just sits in the oven, and this special pan grabber pulls it out. And this was the little temperature thing they were talking about. Now we saw this on the front of the real meal oven. It's very similar to that. So when it's cold, it's blue like this, but when it's hot, it should change color. So hopefully we can show that. And there's actually a pan pusher. So there's a pan pusher and a pan grabber. This is actually going to push the pan in, and this is going to take it out. And this neat little measuring spoon system here. It's got 4 different measurements on it. That's kind of nice. And let's kind of take a closer look at the top of the oven there. That is the warming section. See, so this is going to get hot up here. And then there's the little bowl that sits there, and it fits right on. See, nice and snug. So that's where you're going to melt things. It's a really neat oven. And then there's the Easy Bake logo. You get a couple pans and an instruction booklet. So when I come back, we're going to go into actually a little bit more info about the oven and using the light bulb baking book, and we'll go into what recipe I'm going to do with this one. All right, so that's still heating up in the background. Here's the book. We've shown this to you before. It's the Light Bulb Baking, A History of the Easy Bake Oven. And here's the section on the recall. Now it says in here this was not a mandatory recall. This was voluntary, meaning you didn't have to send it in or you didn't have to get a replacement. But they created this little cover piece, and this cover piece would have went over this because this is where kids were sticking their hands in there. And then it said the recall affected all those ovens, but it left the 25 million side entry, the other ovens, the light bulb models, in circulation unaffected. So it was really just this oven that had the issue. It was voluntary, and then they had an adapter piece that could correct it right away. So let's take a look at the recipe next. All right, so I am going to do the Easy Bake M&M's Cakes Bake Set, and it comes with this little cover. It looks like you put it over your cake so you can get that nice M, and then this spatula with an M&M on top, and then the spoon with an M&M on top. So it's kind of a neat little kit. And it is older. Yeah, a lot of people are worried that I shouldn't be using expired mixes. Well, a lot of times I substitute the mixes with new mixes, right? So you don't have to worry about that, but it's cool to get the set and the extra pieces so you can make these with any mix you want, really. Let's get it out of the box. Let's see. I think it's cool. I hope people like to see this kind of stuff. Well, I think you do. Don't you like to see it? Look, see? Where else are you going to see that? There's the marshmallow powder candy. This looks like the powder to make the M's. And then, ooh, this is what I want to look at. So I get all the packets. We'll go over that later. I wanted to see this. My M&M guys. And you can still find these sets and all different kinds of sets on eBay. See, that's cool. You might be able to use that for other stuff, other decorating. But you put your M over the cake and decorate it. Let's get this red M&M spatula out. That's a neat one. Look at that. And the blue M&M spoon. He's got a little rolling pin in his hand. Don't they look happy? Well, I hope I'm happy too as I'm making these cakes. So what I need to do next is kind of read it over, get all the stuff I need. Sometimes I got to add flour, and I'll definitely need water, and we'll get started. Okay, here we go. All set to get started. Now I washed the 3 pieces from the M&M set. I won't need this stencil right away, so I'll move that off to the side. And basically, I need to butter my 3 pans, so I will do that first because that's the first step in the process. Now, it said in the instructions that you cannot use the real meal pans in these because those are bigger, so those pans will not work in this oven. All right. I don't think they'll work in other ovens. Maybe one day we'll do like a test to see which pans work best in which ovens. And then I thought, well, I got to make 3 cakes, right? So why not just mix all 3 at one time? That's why I get a consistent batter. Instead of trying to mix 3 separate times, I'm just going to do all 3 in this larger bowl. This way, hopefully, they all bake the same. I'm a little concerned because the pan grabber, there's only so much height in there to grab the cake out. So what if it really fluffs up big? I can see how things might get smushed in that. So we're going to see. I don't want smushed cakes. All right. So let's get started here. I've got my 3 mixes. Now the baking part is a little different than the original. The original, here's the instructions. It says on here that I need to follow. If I'm using refill mixes, it says any Easy Bake mix will work, but I have to follow the baking part in this booklet. So that's what I'm going to do. So if you see some discrepancy there, it's because I'm following a different book. Okay, so all 3, here we go. So 1 packet makes 1 cake, and then you need 3 teaspoons of water for each. There's 1. Two. And number 3. Okay. Let's use my M&M guy, huh? That one's pretty cool. That's why I got the kid. So 3 teaspoons of water and mix with a spoon. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to count out loud. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. There we go. And then mix. I'm going to use my spatula. They give you this nice heavy-duty spatula. Okay, so the oven's been preheating, the lights on in the back. And you see these chocolate chips here? I was going to actually put that on the warming part because I just want to do a test. I don't need chocolate chips in this recipe, but I want to test it on the top and see how they melt. Right? Are you curious about that as I am? And thanks for all the support in the comments, everybody. Following along with this series, going all the way back to the earliest oven. We're still missing that 1970 oven. No reports of that one actually showing up yet. Haven't seen one. I've seen 2 on eBay, but just the ovens, and one was broken, so I think we're good. Mix until smooth. Does that look smooth? Yes. Okay, then it says pour batter into pan and spread evenly. All right, so I have 3 pans, so I gotta make sure I do this right. 1, 2, 3. Let me just put some in each, and then I'll see where we're at. Kind of balance it out. 2 and 3. How's that look? A little bit more in this one. I'll just put a little bit in each, and then we'll tap them down and see if we're good. I gotta get a better scraper. This thing doesn't scrape too good. Okay. Maybe I can just wiggle it. Nope. Okay, there's one. Now, unfortunately, of course, I can only bake 1 at a time. So I'm going to have to do a lot of stopping and going till we get through all 3 of these. There's 2. Okay. I think I'm pretty good here. I got a low spot on this one. All right, I think I'm gonna clean this up a little bit more, level them off, but next time you'll see me, I'm gonna put the first one in the oven. All right, so here is the first pan going in. Let me just angle that a little bit. And then remember now, the pan pusher and the pan grabber are 2 different things. I'm gonna start my timer off on the side here. And the instructions said 15 minutes, but the Easy Bake oven book said 12 minutes for a cake. So now just push it in. The door closed, so we're going to check back. I can't see inside like the other ovens from the side, so we're just going to check back in a little bit, and we'll see when it's done. All right, I did promise you to check out the melter on top, so I'm going to put some in here, and about 3 minutes in, so I'll know when this melts, and we'll check back. So it gives us something to check on and see how this actually works, so I'll be back. All right, so it's been about 2 minutes. I just want to lift the lid and see if there's any kind of melting going on. A little bit, as you can see there. Oh yeah. All right. So I'll just keep checking back throughout this first baking. All right, we are real close here. There's actually like 10 to 12 seconds left. So pretty good actually, the melting on this. I bet you if I went the full 12 minutes, it would have all melted down. Oops. Timer's off. All right, so I need to get that first cake out of the oven. Here we go. I'll just do it right here, right now. This one's going to be completely different than any one I've done in the past. So what's going to happen here, I should be able to push this in. It should grab it and then come back out with the pan inside of it. Aha, worked like a charm. Look at that. See? And now that heat sensor has changed slightly. Look at it. So now we know it is too hot. So I can slide the other one in. Let me do that. While that one cools. Okay. And now that thing really did change. I'll start my timer again. And then to get the pan out again, I'm going to pull this back, which opens that little door there, and I can slide it out onto something. So I'll be back. Well, I have less than a minute. The chocolate on the top is really nice. I can actually show you down here. I would say it is pretty much melted. There is some lumps you see, but I haven't mixed it since the last time, so works great. And, you know, it's just chocolate, and it's tasty. So let me come back up here, because this one is ready to come out. And this one is set, so you just pull this back and then slide out your pan. So there is my first cake. And then the timer's going to go off in a second here. Actually, 10 seconds. So let's just take a quick look. It's cooled down. Didn't rise that great, but we can still use it. And 1 second. There you go. So let's get that second one out. Remember, I'm just going to push it in. It should grab it. There is some instruction inside if it doesn't grab it, because it might not grab it every time, I guess. Ooh, there you go. Ooh, that one puffed up much better. I don't know if you could see the puffiness on that one. Can you see it in there? That one's taller. All right, so cake number 3 needs to go in. I think I'll come back before cake number 3 is done and start the frosting on some of these. So let me do that next. All right, so time to start my first frosting. I'm going to do green. So here we go. Time for the green. It's going to be a cool color. Ooh, it's like a mint green. And it said for the frosting, 3/4 of a teaspoon. of warm water. Okay. So I got my little teaspoon measure here. Got to transfer my water to something easier to use. There's 1, 2, and 3. Okay. And I've been using my M&M tool for this. I'm going to keep using my M&M tool. Now my second cake came out a little fluffier than the first cake. Not sure why. Something I have to live with now. But that's okay. Now I'm using the original mixes, so that probably has a lot to do with my cake consistency. I could have brought in some new cake mixes, but I just didn't want to. We'll see the end result, right? If I can have a nice M on my green cake, I'll be happy with that. Frosting, probably one of the harder things for me. I don't know why. I just seem to rush the frosting part. I'm just pushing all the little harder frosting nuggets down so we can get a smoother frosting here. That looks pretty good. So I have 9 minutes on that last cake. And by then I should have my second cake ready to frost, and then we'll have 3 M&Ms. Okay, that looks good. All right, I need to get a different spatula. I don't think I'm going to frost with that, so I'll be right back. Okay, changed my mind. Thought, you know what? That might work pretty good. So let me get this cake out. Let me see if it just pulls out. Ooh, look at that cake. It's like a rock cake. Oh, no. We'll see. Maybe 12 minutes is too long in this oven. We don't know. Let's just get this thing frosted. It was like a cake cookie. Ooh, pretty color. So I'll fill in the voids. You'll never know. Don't tell anybody. Okay. At least I can frost the top nice and fill it in, see? Maybe I can get a little on the edges. I could just pick it up, I guess. Not many cakes you could just pick up. Well, that makes it easier. My stomach is growling or something. I think I'm getting hungry. I might have to sneak some from the top. I did stuff it a lot. Can't touch it now. I probably need to let this set just a little before I can put my M on the top. Don't you think it needs to, the frosting needs to just get a little coating on it maybe? Well, there is my first cake. Tried to push it over. There we go. Okay. I think I'm happy with that. Let me just check to see how my M would... Ooh, my M's going to fit right over it. All right. So when I come back, I have... Let's see. We have 4 minutes on the last cake. So let me take out the other cake, see if that one's cooled down. Maybe we can frost that one. Be right back. All right, here we go. So the second cake is ready. I'll just move that over here. And it originally rose, but it seemed to kind of, take a new shape, a new mind of its own here. See if it comes out as easy as the other one. There you go. I'm okay with it. We just got to move on through here now. So there's about 28 seconds, actually, Oh, well, the next color I'm going to do is orange. Let me at least get that started before my timer goes off here. Orange. Okay. And then 3/4 of a teaspoon. I'm not sure I'm going to make it. Okay, I have to multitask here. We'll get that one out. So far this one's been working pretty smooth. Here, let's see if I can get it out right now. Okay, you see it's nice and puffy there, but I think it just relaxes after time. Alright, so let's get back to this. Did I do 3? See, I lost count. I don't remember. Wow, it almost matches the bowl. Now, the bowl is red, the frosting is orange. It's a very close color. A lot of, well, actually, video cameras in general treat colors differently sometimes. Now, this camera has a filter on it, a color filter, so sometimes it misrepresents certain colors. So when I say it's red or orange, people in the comments say, no, that's the other color, but that just happens. Now this is really orange. Maybe when I move this to that, you'll see the difference. Okay, cake number 2. What was that little black thing? That little piece of cake maybe on my finger? Okay, here we go. I know, not the prettiest looking cakes, but we're gonna go for it anyway. The best part is I can just pick them up like little frisbees. This one is a little softer though. Okay. Top, it's okay. Sides. Do we have any professional cake decorators out there? I'm sure you're critiquing my work. But of course we all know I'm doing this for fun and demonstration. More about the ovens really and the cool sets than about my cake decorating technique. There are some really good channels on YouTube where people do some amazing work. Alright, I think I've got most of that. I might tidy up a little bit when I'm done here, but I think we all get the idea. Okay, yeah, I might clean up my plate a little. You know, I like to do a little better presentation, so we'll come back now, and when this one cools, this third one, and we'll do the third one. All right, here we go, the number 3 hockey puck, cake. Just having fun, just having fun. All right, blue frosting, interesting. Green plate, green frosting, orange plate, orange frosting. Blue frosting, blue plate. Ooh. Look at that color. Let's see what happens now when we add water to the blue. So 3/4. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. There we go. So this is the frosting for, as I said, hockey puck number 3. If you can't laugh at yourself sometimes and the things you do, then Be prepared, especially on YouTube when people laugh at you. Gotta be okay with it. And by the way, thanks for all the great comments out there. I'm holding it this way because he tends to bend at the top too much. Is it just me, or is that blue M&M moving around? Now this one seems even, it seems like each frosting has had a different consistency, but I've been trying to be consistent with the water. This one seems the thickest. Waiting for it to all like become some. Oh, there we go. Scrape this off here, here. Okay. Not the easiest spatula to work with. A lot of people do say, you don't know how to use a spatula, or you don't know how to use this. And well, they're miniature tools. They're not easy. It's not like using a big one or one that comes in a big kitchen. Everything's so small. Have you ever watched Cutthroat Kitchen? Have you seen that show? When he brings out the miniature kitchen set, I'm ready to jump into that. That is the coolest little kitchen set. And the pots are small pots. I think I can handle that. But even the professional chefs, they struggle with that because it's hard when you're using smaller than normal tools. Okay, enough of that. Let's get to decorating. Here we go. I think I can pick this one up too. That does help. Would it be nice if you could do that with all your cakes? Just pick them up and decorate them? I know they use cake stands when decorating and spins it, and that makes it easier too, doesn't it? Okay. Who's still watching out there? Who's stuck through the whole video? And thanks to everybody who does stick through these videos. It's really appreciated. It helps the channel when you watch the whole video. It really does. That means you like what you're seeing. And that's another reason why we don't cut the scenes on the videos. You ever watch perfectionist cake decorators? You see this come in 1 second and then all of a sudden it's smoothing out this beautiful cake. It's because it's all done off camera. So you can spend more time and not have the stress of the camera. Having the camera on you makes it more stressful. So yeah, I guess I do stress out just a little. More because I want the set to turn out. Okay, how's this? This is the hardest one to spread. It's really giving me trouble. Weisenheimer. Okay. Look at my fingers. It's the stickiest. I will say though, I'm probably in about 90 degrees right now, and I'm very hot and sweaty. So, I am going to now bring in the 3, put my M's on, maybe clean this one up a little bit. Be right back. All right, there you go. There are my M&M's that were baked in a 2006 Easy Bake oven. That was what we were really here for, was to check out that oven and how it worked. I think from about 20 feet away, 25 feet away, they look spectacular. In my mind, anyway, they look great. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I think overall, when I do these older kits like this, it's not as much, you know, perfection. It's more just having fun, and I think I did have fun. I did. So thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. If you can, you know, share the video, subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Give us a thumbs up. We really do appreciate it, and hope you enjoyed the series. Now, we're moving up here, 2006, so we have about 4 more ovens before we finish and then move on to other ovens that we have. So hope you enjoyed it. Look in that description for a playlist, or as always, search our channel. Later! If you're looking for the item you just saw in the video, click here. Watch more videos by clicking here. Don't forget to share on social media and give a thumbs up.
Hey, LPS-Dave.
What's up, Butch?
Make sure they don't forget to subscribe.
Oh yeah, please click here to subscribe to Lucky Penny Shop. And always remember, when you see a lucky penny,
Pick it up.
thanks for watching.